this is gonna happen. We got the fish order in today, and so we're looking at a unique mixture for a pond of this size in Iowa. Walleye, smallmouth, perch, crappie, red ear sunfish, hybrid striped bass, some bluegill. That might be it. We'll see. We're gonna go without largemouth, which is weird. I know people like to fish largemouth. We're kind of stuck. Got all sorts of plans, but we got to figure out how to construct this waterfall. And we got all those boulders. There's going to be some centerpieces, some focal points of our stream bed. It started out with wanting it to be functional, to create some water, some running water, to invite spawning walleye right into this area. That's what we're going to try to do. It's a challenge ahead of us, but if that's of interest to you, go ahead and subscribe, because I'll try to document the best I can. What's important to create a self-sustaining fishery is enough forage fish, and gonna put 50 pounds of fatheads and 50 pounds of golden shiners and some red ear sunfish, I think maybe 500 of them, and a couple hundred bluegill to get that established. So that's what we got in today's episode, so stick around. The truck's about to show up.
Various sizes ranging from 2.5 to 4.5 inches. Yeah, there's real healthy fish. Got pulled up yesterday, so.
Yeah.
Those are ready. That's one of your main forages. Over here are your bluegill. Those are just your regular old bluegill. There.
Nice.
Yep, and they're going to be like the main reproducers and everything like that. So, small largemouth bass here. This is what you start off ponds with usually, just these little ones.
Right.
Yeah. So there's a what, 3 to 4 inches. These are the fatheads that you just got.
Beauty.
You ran me out of shiners. You had 50 pounds last time you gave me everything you had.
Okay.
These are bigger largemouth bass. These are the ones we stock in existing ponds.
Yeah. Okay.
But a little nicer fish. They're all feed trained, which means they come to food where bass typically don't come to food. You got to train them to do it when they're about that big.
Okay.
Otherwise, they'll just never eat fish food. If you get them on fish food, then they get huge really quickly. These are the vegetation eaters.
Okay.
And that's something you stock later if you have vegetation issues, judging by how your pond's built.
Yeah.
For one, some vegetation could be good. Two, it's not going to grow very deep if your shorelines are sloped so aggressively. which means you can have a ring around the edge, which is actually great, especially for perch. And then you can just control little areas with either mechanical removal or chemical removal. I think that's the best case scenario if you do get a healthy thing of vegetation around the rim.
Okay.
If it's super clear and you get a really heavy coat of vegetation, we'll throw a few of these guys in to help manage it.
Okay.
But you don't want to get rid of it completely.
Hybrid bluegill?
Hybrid bluegill.
Okay.
So they're a bluegill, green sunfish hybrid. They just grow very fast. They're very aggressive. They're a lot of fun to catch.
Do they reproduce in ponds?
So at a very, very low rate. Usually the reproduction stems from them breeding with a bluegill, regular strain bluegill, and their offspring just aren't that viable.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just not great. So.
Okay.
And you could grow some hybrid bluegill in your pond too if you wanted them, but it's not necessary. And what you got going on is pretty cool. These are just smaller hybrid bluegill.
Okay.
These are bigger, regular straight bluegill here. A little bit larger. People have healthy bass populations. You got to get a little bit bigger fish in there in order to keep them going. And then, yeah, that's where we hold the fish. And, running well water, and then there's a little pond water we sprinkle over them when we're not hauling.
Fisheries biologist said that the stress of the transition, you'll have some loss over the course of the first week. That's to be expected. 50 pounds of fatheads. That's a lot of fatheads. And we put 50 pounds of shiners in here too. The stump is getting consumed by the water. And this guy here, water's coming up. This brush pile. I don't know how quickly fish disperse throughout a pond after they've been stocked. Wes said it happens pretty fast. It's coming up pretty scummy here. Water temperatures are going to start to fall here. We're mid-September. You probably can't see this on the camera, but there's a school of minnows just swimming out over here just beyond the weeds. And that's a super satisfying feeling. We've been working all summer, spring and summer, on this pond. Super exciting. I can't take my eyes off of it. And so it begins. The makings of a world-class 1-acre pond fishery in our backyard. Standing on this big root ball. I lost one bluegill out there. It's hard to see, but there are a lot of fathead minnows. But that's our forage base. Oh, there they go. Stay tuned. We got some fun stuff coming. So, thanks for watching.
At this point in our pond build, 15 feet is our maximum depth as it continues to fill with water. A big thanks to Kevin and Wes of Bjornsen Pond Management, who are supplying our fish and consulting on our build. We got the fathead minnows, golden shiners, red ear sunfish, and bluegills stocked to get a head start before we follow that up with perch, walleye, smallmouth bass, hybrid striped bass, and crappie later this fall and into next year. Would you be so kind and subscribe to our channel? We're crazy about fishing and raising a sustainable, quality fishery in our backyard, and I'll be sure to show you our progress. In our next video, we'll feature the fish feeder and aeration installation, so subscribe so you don't miss that, and we'll see you next time. God bless.